Despite Fallout 4 being seen as an improvement over Fallout 3 in many areas, there were still parts of the game that didn't live up to expectations. So, here are 5 more missed opportunities in Fallout 4. Number 5. If you've beaten Fallout 4, you should know all about Virgil. He escaped the Institute and turned himself into a super mutant in order to pass through the glowing sea. However, he came to regret the decision of becoming a mutant and wants to go back. The sole survivor can retrieve a cure from inside the Institute and give it to Virgil. The problem is that you can't do anything else with it. You can give it to Virgil, or just not. It works for Virgil because it's been designed by him for him. Why can't you take it for yourself and present it to the Institute? Or put it in the Syringer and fire it at a super mutant? Or what about Strong? He's a companion, why can't you just administer it to him? Of course, Strong acts like a whiny bitch if he's there when you give the serum to Virgil, so you'd have to force him to take it, but still, should have been an option, even if it kills him. Number 4. One of the hallmarks of Fallout is being able to rise to power. You can become a leader, or at the very least, one of the most prominent members of almost any faction. So why can't you become the mayor of Diamond City? Quests could have involved talking to traders and wastelanders who run caravans to convince them to trade with Diamond City, or maybe organizing a proper baseball game for the citizens of Diamond City because Mo has filled their heads with all sorts of propaganda to drum up sales. Number 3. Salem and the Museum of Witchcraft. That entire thing was just a disappointment. Throughout the game you're led to believe that some spooky stuff is going on there, but once you get to the Museum of Witchcraft, not much happens. You can find a baby Deathclaw egg, and we know from past Fallout games that there are intelligent Deathclaws. Would it really be that much of a stretch to have had the baby Deathclaw be intelligent? Perhaps from some weird witchcraft stuff? Let it hatch and become a companion. A full-blown Deathclaw as a companion would be too powerful, but a baby Deathclaw would be awesome. To be honest, my biggest gripe with Salem is you can't find a sweet wizard hat to wear. Number 2. In Vault 81, after completing the Hole in the Wall quest, you have the option to take Curie as a companion. If you spend enough time with Curie and do things that make her happy, she will eventually ask you a personal question. Basically, she wants a body, which launches into the Emergent Behavior quest. If some other quests have been completed, you can talk to Dr. Amari at the Memory Den, and through various means, she gets put into a synth body. My main complaint is rather simple and straightforward. Codsworth is a very similar machine to Curie. He's a Mr. Handy and she's a Miss Nanny. Why can we not put him into a synth body? Number 1. In the beginning of Fallout 4, your spouse dies. That's supposed to be an emotional moment, but you don't spend enough time with them to really care about it all that much. You can take companions down to Vault 111, and they'll make some comments about your spouse, or Dogmeat will whine. And you can take your husband or wife's ring, but that's really all you can do. Let's be realistic about this for a moment. You watch the love of your life and the mother or father of your child die. Are you really just going to leave them down there in the vault? Why can't you take their body and bury them somewhere, maybe behind your house? As you carry them to your grave, the game could have all the companions and settlers and maybe the Minutemen sort of gather around and watch in silence. Or instead of at Sanctuary, any settlement would work. And maybe to show how emotionally draining this moment is, the game wouldn't let you fast travel, so you would have to walk the entire distance from Vault 111 to wherever you were going to bury your spouse. Would have been a neat little thing to be able to do. Alright, that's going to do it for this video about 5 more missed opportunities in Fallout 4. And I will admit this video was a little bit more outlandish than the last video. But I digress. If you liked the video or enjoyed the video, leave a like. Leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy the video or didn't learn anything. Follow me on Twitter at Mitten Squad. My name is Paul of Mitten Squad. Have a wonderful day.